Hi, my name is Jenny Lynn, and this is my channel. And today, we're going to be working with something really fragile. This is a chicken egg, and I am going to blow the contents of this egg into this bowl. So I have a tack, which is going to be my stabbing device. And then I have some toothpicks, and we'll get to the toothpicks in a minute. So in order to blow an egg, first of all, you have to clean it really good because you don't want to get salmonella or something unfortunate like that. So yes, I have washed this egg. And then you take a sharp implement and you poke one hole on the smaller end and then another hole on the bigger end. But the hole on the bigger side needs to be bigger than this hole. You follow? And I haven't done this since I was a kid. So when I was growing up, we would often, blow eggs and do different things like that to decorate them for Easter. So without further ado, I'm just going to stab this thing. We're going to see. We're going to see how it goes. Okay? So let's see. Oh, I did it. Ta-da! So you make one hole on that side. And then, I hope I don't break this thing all over the place. That would be funny. And the bigger side of the egg. Ooh. Ooh. I missed. Oh, I did it. I got it. Okay. So this hole is going to be the bigger one. So I'm just going to carefully kind of chip it away. And there's a membrane on the inside of the egg that you have to make sure that you also kind of puncture. If that makes any sense. So I'm just kind of trying to make this hole a little bit bigger. And to make the egg blowing easier, you use a toothpick to break up the yolk of the egg inside. In case you were wondering why these toothpicks are here. So I think that hole is big enough. Now I'm going to get one toothpick and we're going to, if it'll fit, yep. I'm going to smash around inside the egg really good. And the egg blowing part will be quite funny for you to watch, I am sure, because I might turn several shades of purple as I blow. Or red or pink. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to scooch up on this egg and hopefully I don't get my hair in the yolk. And I'm going to make sure the membrane is broken in the top. And then you blow. I'm going to get lipstick all over this egg. Holy cow! See? Oh my goodness. So there we go. So now I'm going to go clean this egg because it's got lipstick all over it. Do I look crazy? Do I got lipstick everywhere? I might. Whatever. We're just going to keep going. So please keep on watching because we're going to paint a really cool design on this egg. All right. So I got my egg here. I think it came out really, really good. It took a little bit of time for it to actually completely dry, but that's okay. I probably could have sped up the process with like a hair dryer, like really trying to force some air on the inside, but I just decided to kind of let it naturally do its thing and dry on its own terms, and it's pretty dry. Nothing is coming out. You know, after I did the egg blowing, I did wash it really good and rinse it. And then I did a couple of coats of actual just white paint on the egg. And I let that thoroughly dry just to kind of strengthen the egg a little bit. And, you know, there's people I read online, they use like Mod Podge, I think it's called. And they do a layer on the eggs that they've blown, because that also helps, you know, strengthen the egg a little bit. It makes it a little bit less fragile, but this, you know, of course an egg is going to be fragile, so you do have to kind of treat it nicely. So what I did is I have a dish here, and actually this dish is from my maternal grandmother. She had these like pudding cups, and I ended up, you know, with them. So I use them for food, but also I thought this would be an appropriate size to kind of like make a little nest for this egg. As you can see, I just put some paper towel in there. So that way when I'm drawing and painting, I don't have to just, you know, hold it. I can actually set it down gently and then, you know, work on it. And it also helps because if you, if you have an egg and you're painting on it and you're tilting it all over the place, and then you go, where am I going to set this? And then you try to set it on a flat surface, it could, you know, roll and do weird things. So I kind of just made it a little thing. And I have an assortment of different colors here. I think I'm going to go with a pink bunny rabbit that's holding a carrot. But I'm also I'm not sure, but I might put a little bit of grass in. So I have my greens. I have a violet color here that I might use for shading. And then I have orange, of course, because I'm going to give him a carrot. And then I have my Admiral blue, if I want to do more shading. And then I have white for any highlighting I might want to do. So I have some color options here, and as I, you know, get going, I might make some decisions on, you know, how I use these colors. And then I also have some very teeny tiny paint brushes because this is a very small little project. So I broke out the tiniest little brushes I had because we're going to be working very small. And I'm going to be sketching the bunny very lightly with pencil. And now, so when I do that part, I'm going to zoom in really close to the egg so you guys can actually see what I am doing. And then I have my eraser. So, of course, if you're going to sketch on your egg to decorate it, if you need to erase something, you got to go real easy because you got to remember this is an egg. So you can't smash it because then you might have to start over. So if you do use an eraser, you know, try to go really, really lightly. This might be a little bit big. So the other thing you can do is like mechanical pencils have fairly small erasers. So if I need to get a smaller eraser, I might use this mechanical pencil. And of course I have my paint palette. I have my water jug over on the side here. And I've covered my surface. You know, I have my brown paper like always, and then I have this extra paper towel in case I need to, you know, blot. But I want to show you guys something really, really cool from my family history. So when I decided to do this video, I said, I have no idea what I'm going to paint. And I went and I visited my parents not that long ago. And my mom was showing me some stuff she had in a china closet. And lo and behold, there was an egg in there. And this actually is an egg that was blown in the 1930s by my paternal grandmother, and her name was Eveline. And this is just too cool. I believe it's a duck egg. I'll show you the comparison, because this is a chicken egg and then this egg's bigger. So it's either a duck egg or it's a goose egg. I'm not really entirely sure. But it also has some neat patterns in it and stuff. But this is just really, really cool. And I mean, it's got a little tag on it because somebody wanted it to be known that it was my grandmother and when it was painted. So there's a little tag on there that says all the details, but it's got like a really old, string through it. Because I don't know, maybe they used to hang their eggs. I don't know, but it's a double-sided design, and it does have some cracks in it. It's very, very, very fragile. So I'm very careful, like, handling it. But it has a bunny on it. Can you see him? What I'll do is I'll bring it up close, and I'll have to focus the camera so you can see. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Hang on a second. Oh, wow, look at that guy. So you can see he's got a little carrot in his hand, and there's a fence line. And so my grandmother made this. I'll try to get it in the light a little bit. There you go. I don't know. Can you see that okay? But it's a really neat kind of story she painted on here. And I have a feeling that this is probably, you guys know the song, Here Comes Peter Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail. You know that song? Easter song? I think maybe that was part of what inspired her, because it looks like a Peter Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. And then on the other side, I don't know if she used paint or pencil, but this one's really hard to see. I'll see if I can adjust my light. It's really, really tough to see, but it looks like maybe a duck and a goose or two ducks on this side. So I was like, wow, that's really, really neat. But yeah, this is a cool little thing. So it inspired me. There. So this inspired me, and it kind of gave me the answer I was looking for. I was like, well, I think I'll, recreate my grandmother's egg, but like in my kind of my own style. So I'm going to do a bunny that's holding a carrot, and, use this as an opportunity to show something really cool from my family history and to honor my grandma. And I'm kind of honoring both grandmas, because my other grandma gave me these cool pudding cups, which I'm using in this. And then the grandma from the other side of the family had the artistic ability, and she did some things. So that's really kind of cool. So I figured I'd show you that. That was just kind of an unexpected thing that happened, because I didn't know my mom still had something like that. And I was like, well, that's kind of fun. I'm going to definitely use that. So we'll get started on drawing. Now, again, with drawing on something that is curved and very fragile, you do have to be careful. You do have to treat it gently. You don't want to stab at it or anything crazy. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by getting a general size of a bunny shape, and I'm going to paint. I'm not going to paint this way. I'm actually going to paint up and down, have the orientation go from top to bottom this way. And I'm going to start by working out kind of a general sort of shape of the body. I'm going to start with like an elongated curve here. And then kind of widen it out here just a little bit. And drawing on curved surfaces is a little bit of a challenge. So if you're just getting started with you know, trying to get fancy with decorating eggs and you're drawing on an egg, be patient with yourself, because even for me, drawing on curved surfaces is a little bit of a challenge, and I've been doing art for a lot of years. And here I'm going to kind of puff out where my little bunny cheeks are going to be. So it's always good to kind of start with some basic shapes. And then for the bunny ears, kind of make them ears that are up. I mean, you could do ears that, you know, face down. I'm going to try and zoom this in a little bit more so you can see even better. Focus the camera. Here we go. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, I draw really lightly because it does make it easier to erase. Here's one ear. And here's the second ear. Kind of like that. And you don't have to worry about your ears being perfectly matched, because bunnies' ears are often, you know, moving this way and that way, and so I don't stress about things being perfectly symmetrical all the time, because nature isn't always perfectly symmetrical. There's a little ears. See them? Aww. Okay, so then I'm going to move down. I'm going to determine about where our nose is going to be. Put a few lines here. And then we're going to do a bunny nose that is like this. Just kind of the lines. And then a little line down from there. And then make the mouth. Bring the mouth into the cheeks, like so. And then I'm going to make the nose kind of stand out a bit. Some lines here. Let's see. And then we're going to give him a little chin like this. Oh, so cute. We had pet bunnies growing up. I think bunnies are really neat. And then we're going to decide how we're going to do the eyes. I think put 2 lines here. Give it a little bit of a... And, you know, this is just like general guidelines, and if we've made any kind of errors, we can always fix it when we go into the painting process. So, kind of, yeah, I think that's good. A little bunny face. Oh, he's funny. Now I got to figure out how I want to do his little arms. I think he's going to have a larger head than the rest of his body. He's going to be kind of goofy looking. Because when drawing on an egg, sometimes you get a little carried away. Let's see. I think that's about how we're going to do funny little arms. And then, let's see. How do we want to do feet? Just do some general little feet at the very bottom. Kind of basic curvy shapes for feet. So, I mean, we're not going for realism. It's like a Peter Cottontail fictitious. What, fictitious? Is that the word, fictitious bunny? So maybe the knees need to be a little bit bigger. So we're gonna emphasize the shape, like the knee and the hind quarter area. Here, it looks like a better bunny. And then we're going to figure out how the little feet are going to be. Let's see. I'll make a determination on how the carrot works into this as well. Kind of just sketching out little feet, front feet. And then the carrot. How is he going to be holding that? Let's see. I think we'll do a pretty good size carrot, because it is Peter Cottontail, and in his universe, the carrots are almost the same height as the bunny. Okay, that's kind of a carrot shape. And then we need the green bits kind of coming out the back. Some curly. Yeah, that looks fine to me. So now I'm going to show you some erasing because I have my carrot. Just go really gentle, not pushing too hard. Just erase a little bit of that right there. And then maybe this part where I modified the knees. Would you call that a knee? A bunny's knee? I don't know. There. Yeah. So he's holding his little carrot. We could put whiskers on him if we wanted to. I'm not so sure about the feet. They've kind of turned funny, so I might start over on the feet. So I'm going to erase the feet gently. And of course, if you can still see your pencil, you can always touch that up with some white paint, even after you've erased it. And you can kind of correct it. Sort of like using whiteout on, remember, did you have any of you ever used whiteout? I don't know. I remember we used to use it occasionally when we would handwrite or type. We'd use whiteout to change something. But these days with computers, I think that whiteout is... So I'm going to modify the feet. I'm going to make them look a little bit better because that wasn't quite... So we're going to do the bottom shape here. And I think we're going to tuck the feet underneath like so. You see that okay? We're going to tuck the feet underneath the bunny butt. I'm going to tuck them underneath. I like that a little bit better, I think. Okay. All right, so I'm pretty satisfied with my funny bunny. Maybe we'll add whiskers in at the very end with paint. I haven't decided. As I get going, I will make that determination. Okay, so I'm going to put my pencils off to the side. I think he's pretty cute. I'll put him, hopefully you can see him. Let's see. Now, how do we want to start? Let's see. I think we're going to start with I'm using a mixture of Apple Barrel paint and Craft Smart paint. They're non-toxic. They're, ones that I use for funny little projects like this. So if you're, painting eggs with your kids and things like that, this is a good paint to use because you don't have to worry about if a kid was to get some in their mouth, it's probably not going to hurt them. We're going to go with mix up a light pink by putting some white and pink together. Pick one of my teeny tiny brushes. We'll mix it up good. Pink bunny, and I'll kind of show you part of the reason why I decided to do a pink bunny. On my set, I have a pink bunny. This was given to me by Ken a number of years ago. And he's just so cute. Little pink bunny. I like him. So I kind of like this color. So I think I'm kind of going for a similar shade of pink because I like my pink bunny. So there you go. There's part of the reason why we decided to do pink bunny today. And so I'm going to do what I like to call, or what is commonly known as color blocking. So I'm just going to get kind of a base color on the body of the bunny. And this is this is like tiny, when you paint really small, it's takes a little bit of practice, but it's really fun. Sometimes I really enjoy painting very small. It's a unique challenge. And I was looking up some other people's egg designs and stuff, looking online and, trying to get inspired, because like I said, when I first started, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And there are some really cool ideas that people do. Sometimes there's like very abstract eggs with different, designs, or people will even just paint them like a solid color and then do like a spotted texturing on them, or people will use, I think there was someone that was gold leafing eggs, and they also make, you can get, you know, fake plastic eggs too. So if you didn't want to have something that's this fragile, you can actually look up and find plastic eggs, and those, and you know, if this one falls on the floor hard enough, it could break. But, you know, if you get a plastic, somewhat realistic looking light colored egg and paint it, it could be a little more hardy, I guess you could say. So if you want to do a project with kids and you're worried about them just breaking stuff all the time, you know, the plastic eggs are a good idea if you need something that's very durable. But if you don't mind, you know, the fragile stuff, doing real eggs is cool. And I remember when we were growing up, we were in 4-H, my brother and I and a bunch of the other kids in my area. And we did, you know, different, you know, arts and crafts type things. And I'm pretty sure we did egg blowing once with 4-H. I don't know if my memory is 100% correct, but I do remember doing egg blowing at least one time when I was a kid. And I'm thinking it was through when we did 4-H projects. And this pink, it might need a couple of coats. Because above his eye, for some reason, the paint's not wanting to stick there. And I'm not sure what the story is. That happens. So I might have to let it kind of dry and then do another pass. Another pass. Pink bunny. So cute. And we did Easter egg hunts a lot too when I was growing up. I remember my parents used to get really involved with the Easter egg hunts. And I grew up on a farm, and so we had a lot of land. So my parents, they used to have these big events where they'd hide a bunch of eggs, and all us neighborhood kids, we had to climb trees sometimes to find them, and it was a very sometimes very challenging time, but we had so much fun. Oh my gosh, we had a blast. It was always good. It was always so much fun. And as I'm recording this, I don't know if the microphone is actually picking it up, but it's super windy outside today. So if you hear any odd sounds in the background, it's definitely the wind. And where I live, sometimes the wind is really, really strong. But the weather is getting better. It's warming up. I'm so happy. I had the windows open yesterday, and I had the windows open today because it's supposed to get up to like high 50s. It feels like when you're going from, you know, our winters, we can get down to, I don't think it got in the negatives this year, but is single digits. It just, you know, you kind of get used to it being cold, and then all of a sudden when the temperature goes up and it's like even 30 degrees feels really warm in comparison to single digits. So when it hits 50, and 60 degrees, it's like, oh man, I feel like I need to break out my swimsuit. You know, it's so funny how that works. So I've been really enjoying opening up the house. I love getting that fresh air in, because in the winter you're I don't know, it feels like maybe the air gets kind of stagnant. It's just because you're all closed up, you're trying to keep the heat in, and then when you get that real beautiful fresh air in the, you know, spring, oh, it's awesome. So awesome. Yeah, and some of these areas, the paint's acting a little weird. It's like it doesn't want to really stick. So I'm definitely going to have to do a second coat. And I got the Here Comes Peter Cottontail song stuck in my head now. I don't know if I can even remember all the words. We used to sing that song in school, in chorus. There's so many cute little funny songs for all of the seasons. And for this Easter episode, I was half tempted to try some Peeps. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate Peeps, and there's videos of people microwaving Peeps and they explode, and then there's a, you know, camp of people who love Peeps and they defend Peeps. And I was at the store, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and I noticed that they had like cotton candy flavored Peeps. And there's some different kind of things out there. And I was like, huh, that's a really interesting. But I'm of the camp where Peeps, I'm not crazy about them. I will eat a Peep, but I'm not thrilled. You know, they're not the tastiest things on the planet. So I'm kind of like middle of the road with how I feel about Peeps. I mean, they're okay, but they're like not my favorite Easter candy. And then the other thing is jelly beans. There are people I know that hate jelly beans, especially the black ones. They're like, get that stuff away from me. It's terrible. And I'll eat jelly beans, but the black jelly bean, like black licorice and that sort of flavor, it's not really my favorite thing. Like, I will eat them, but generally I will skip past the black jelly beans. I'm just like, nah, not really my thing. But there are people out there who just absolutely love black licorice, and I don't know. It's just kind of a strange flavor. There's really nothing else like it out there. And then let's see. My favorite Easter candy. I wonder if you guys know what it is. I like Cadbury eggs. Oh my gosh. I am a Cadbury egg fanatic. I think it was last year. When the Easter candy started getting discounted, I think Kenneth brought home like 10 of the multi-packs of Cadbury eggs because they were on sale. And he's like, we're getting these. And we had all these eggs. I'm like, we're never going to eat all these. This is too much. And he's like, it's never too much. Because he also really loves the Cadbury eggs. And so, yeah, we love Cadbury eggs. And they have all different types of them. They have like the caramel ones, and I think for a while they were releasing Cadbury eggs. I think they had some Halloween editions, if I'm remembering correctly, because I think the insides were like, had green food coloring or something, so it looked like maybe a rotten egg for Halloween. It was really weird, but it tasted great. So, and yeah, so we're enthusiastic about Cadbury eggs in this house. We love them. And once, many years ago, somebody from my past, I'm not going to name who it is, but there was somebody who I knew that lived over in England, and they actually moved back to the United States because I guess they were originally from the States, and they went to England to go to school and to work for like 10 or 15 years or something. But they brought me Cadbury chocolate from the UK, which is vastly different than the Cadbury chocolate we get here in the United States. It tastes so much better, but it was a giant egg. So it was a giant Cadbury egg about this big. And it didn't have the cream filling, but it was just a hollow Cadbury chocolate egg, and it was wrapped in like this purple foil, and it just was fancy as heck. Like I was so excited. And so I kept that egg, and I broke it into pieces, and I refrigerated it, and I would just eat a little bit here and there because I was trying to savor this egg that I got. Yeah, it was a really special gift. It was pretty nice. I liked it. But that was the first time I ever had Cadbury chocolate directly from the UK. That was fun. And if you ever get the opportunity to order, which you can do, you can order Cadbury chocolate from the UK. And it's a little expensive, and it does take a bit of time to go through the shipping process, because I guess whenever food is ordered from a different country, they gotta like inspect it and make sure that it's, I don't know. There's just this whole long process. So if you do order candy from places like the UK or Japan, sometimes it takes a hot minute to show up. So if you do that, be patient. That's just normal. But so I ordered some Cadbury chocolate, variety of different chocolate bars, and gave them to Kenneth as a gift for Christmas last year. And he loved them so much. He's like, we need to order more of this stuff. It's like, yeah. So maybe we'll order some more again at some point. I could go on about food. I love food. Okay, so I got my base layer of the pink on the bunny. Now I think I'm going to do a base layer of the orange on the carrot. Shake up the paint really good. And this one is a Craft Smart, which is very similar to the Apple Barrel paint. I can't remember where you can buy this. I've had this paint for a little bit. I forget where I even bought it. Maybe Walmart? I can't remember. But we are going to do some color blocking on our carrot. That's my Peter Cottontail. But yeah, so for those of you who do like Easter, if you do celebrate, definitely let me know about if you have any interesting traditions, or you've had any memorable Easters when you were a kid. Definitely feel free to tell me the stories. I love hearing from you guys. I like hearing your fun stories and your joy. And if you are an adult person, do you still, decorate eggs? Do you still do some of those fun things? Ooh, it's raining. Ooh, it's raining really hard. Can you guys hear that? Oh my goodness. Sometimes when the wind gets blowing really hard, I make jokes about it and I go, Annie M, Uncle Henry, it's a twister. Oh. But it's raining. I do like it when I like all seasons. I like all types of weather. I think there's awesome things about, every different type of, like I said, every season has its beauty and every type of weather has its beauty. And the rain, there are some days when I just really, really enjoy being here in my studio, and maybe I'm painting and I'll turn the music off, I'll make it really quiet, and I'll just listen to, the wind blow or the rain fall. It's just very relaxing. Very relaxing. When I lived in Florida, we used to get rain just about in the summer, just about every day, middle of the day or afternoon. We'd get our rain showers, and sometimes they were only a few minutes long and then it would stop. So that was it was different. The rain down in Florida is usually, I guess you could say it's like really fat drops of rain most of the time. And it's just a very humid place. And sometimes you would get the sun showers. Those are pretty frequent, where the sun would be shining, but there's like one particular rain cloud. So it's raining and sunny at the same time. And that happened almost every day in the summertime. And I used to enjoy the thunderstorms down there. Yeah, we get thunderstorms here, but they're not as frequent as in Florida. Florida, you can almost, like again in the summer, almost like a daily occurrence with thunderstorms. And the lightning was always amazing to watch down there. Okay, so I'm just color blocking in the green bits of the carrot. There we go. Make sure we're in focus. Yeah, okay. So I got kind of a basic start here. So now I'm going to get some purple, and I'm going to use a little bit of purple to kind of shade the bunny a little bit. Kind of create a little bit of depth and shadow. My paintbrush is a little wet. Let's see. Okay, so I think I'll start on the nose area. Painting so small. Painting small is fun, but it's a little bit of a challenge. I think I'll do some on the eyes. And with the eyes, I might end up going a little darker, but we'll see how the purple looks first. We can always darken it up if we want to. Yeah. Here's that. I'm going to shade in the little chin. Kind of deepen the lines a bit. I like his cheeks. He's cute. Yeah. How's that looking to you guys? I think I might hold it up for just a bit. And if I have to set it back down, I'll put him back in his nest. Okay, now where do I want to do? We'll do some... And again, one of the things that helps me be steady is that I will rest my pinky and then move this part of my fingers. The pinky is actually helping to stabilize me, because if you just try to hover, you can be pretty shaky. So it's always good to figure out how you can kind of stabilize yourself in order to get pretty smooth lines. It's just a little trick that can be helpful. Ooh, that wind. And again, if you're going along and you make like a little mistake or something, you can always fix it at the end, so don't worry. That's one of the beautiful things about paint, is that you can make adjustments. I make lots of adjustments when I paint. You know, if something is too dark or too light, or you can always paint it over again. You can always adjust it. And I often turn art upside down if it helps me to get really good lines. Don't be afraid to move your art around or rotate it if it helps you. It's like even when I work on my canvas or my wood panel paintings, sometimes I will pick it up and hold it in my lap if I have like need it to be closer to my face so I can focus on putting in a special detail. So don't be afraid if you need to move the art around to do that. Yeah, he's a cute guy. I think the inside of the ears, I think I might making decisions. I might make them like leave them white maybe. I don't know. As we get going, I will make decisions because I am going to put in some white highlights. He's so cute. Making cute paintings is fun. I enjoy doing cute stuff. Someday, there's that really, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, but is it Pysanky? Pysanky eggs? Is that how you say it? I know someone will probably be able to correct me in the comment section if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's that art where they use wax and they'll put down some ornate design and then they either paint or dye the egg in stages and then pull the wax off, and it makes these very ornate, beautiful designs. And I kind of looked into it and I said, wow, that's really, really pretty. Maybe someday I'll do one like that. Pysanky. Is it from Poland? I don't really know. I think it's like a Polish origin, maybe. But that, it looks like it takes a lot of time, which I don't mind. But maybe I'll have to do one day just to see. And maybe I'll show you guys maybe next year or something. I don't know. We'll see. But it's a interesting process, and I need to research it a lot more because there's some special tips, and you can even buy kits that have the wax and some of the tools. And I remember we did with the hard-boiled eggs, and then we would dye them with the food coloring and stuff, and those were awesome. I love hard-boiled eggs. They are delicious. So I never had a problem helping eat all the eggs that we dyed when we were kids because they were really good. Still listening to the wind. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we had some gusts of wind before I started recording, and it was shaking my whole house. I was like, holy cow. Yeah, so I'm getting the lines all deepened in. He's a cute, basic bunny. It's kind of to keep working at it. Okay. I'm going to mix together a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the purple to create kind of a lighter purple. I can shade in a few of these areas just to create a little bit of depth in the bunny. Oh, I'm so also looking forward to the flowers, spring flowers that'll start coming back since it's warming up. I know they're going to start coming back really soon. And my mom, she has some really neat flowers that she has around her house. And I love the daffodils. They're so fragrant and they're really beautiful. They're one of the first kind of flowers of spring that pop up. And then my mom, she has some beautiful tulips and irises. She's got some really beautiful irises, and she's got lots of different variations in color. And she has this one particular iris that is so dark purple that it almost looks black. It's really, really different. I like it. And I think she's got the yellow and the light purple ones. And I think there's even a sort of a reddish purple iris. I can't even talk today. Iris, kind of a reddish purple. Yeah, just kind of shading a little bit. But yeah, so the flowers are exciting. I'm not exactly talented as far as plants are concerned. Like, just not really good at keeping flowers alive. And plus, because I have cats, my cats love to get into everything, so house plants are kind of a thing where it's if I get a house plant, I'm afraid the cats are going to destroy it. Because they get rambunctious with how they play, and they knock stuff over sometimes. So I got to be kind of careful what kind of things I have out, because they'll knock it over. But I don't punish them for playing, because accidents happen. They don't mean to always hurt things. They're just so happy and excited to play and run around that they make accidents. And so I just go, well, that's part of what it is to have cats, is occasionally they get so excited and play, and then sometimes they get super curious, and that, they end up knocking things down, and but they're generally pretty good most of the time. The little guy, he's still learning about things like when I'm cooking, that the stove is hot. So he actually, I think it was yesterday, he got up. I didn't see him do it because I had some things in the oven and a couple things on the top of the stove, and I walked away, and then I came back to him frantically trying to jump off the counter, and he was limping, and I'm like, oh, you must have touched something and it was hot. And so I petted him and said, are you okay? And he just kind of looks up at me like he feels stupid. I don't know, maybe he's like, yeah, that was hot.
So I'm like, well, sometimes that's how you learn, is you have to burn your hand to learn that something is hot, you know. It was so funny. So I don't think that he'll be trying to get up there anytime soon, because he realizes, ooh, that's really hot. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this shading, how it's coming out. Yeah, so like if you're doing an egg, you know, just shade and keep adjusting it as you want. I do like the feet tucked under the body a lot better than the original thing that I did. It was looking just a little funky. So I'm glad that I made that choice. Okay. Let's see. And if you need to adjust any of your lines, of course you can go into your kind of base pink color and you can make some adjustments wherever you need to. No, that's cool. I like him. What do you guys think so far? Is he cute or what? He's cute. I put another layer of green on the carrot bits here. And I'll be adding some shading and stuff into the carrot and the greens, and then some highlights on the whole thing. I'll do a little bit of maybe a twinkle in the eye. Extend the carrot out a little bit. I like carrots. Do you guys eat carrots? I think they're great. But I guess, according to something I was looking at, I guess carrots are okay for rabbits. Like if you have a pet rabbit, you give them carrots. But it's not good to give them carrots all the time because they're so high in sugar. So I guess if you have a bunny rabbit and you want to give it maybe a little bit of a carrot every once in a while, that's okay. But apparently they're not the best food for a rabbit, which is kind of weird to me because you always see this, you know, rabbit and the carrot thing. I'm going to get some dark green on I'm putting some paint on my palette. I got like my dark blue and my white and a little bit of this darker green because I'm going to start kind of shading in, adding a few darker tones into this darker green, just a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so I guess that the high sugar stuff isn't necessarily great for pet rabbits to have all of the time, and maybe it just makes them overweight or something. Because I think when we had our rabbits growing up, we'd get special rabbit pellets for them, but we'd also give them like the occasional vegetable or something as a treat. Here. Now for the dark orange. Let me think. A bit of orange mixed with a tiny bit of, just a touch of blue to give kind of a orangey brown color. Just a little bit. Sniffling a little bit just because we've gone from like cold to warm, and like I still put the heaters on when it gets cold at nighttime, so it's like you go from it being like 30s at night, and then during the day it gets 60, and then so you're going from this kind of hot cold, and it sometimes messes with you might even hear it in my voice, kind of messes with my sinuses a little bit, to just, you get dry heat from the heater, and then you go to warm, moist heat from the air, and it's just all over the place, so it just kind of messes with my nose just a little bit. Okay, now I got a little bit of a lighter orange, and I'm going to do some highlight right like that. But yeah, so sometimes in the transition periods between the seasons, like the fall and the spring, it's like you'll have warm days, cold days, warm days, cold days, and it's kind of going back and forth like a yo-yo. So it messes with my sinuses just a little bit. But I've been very fortunate that I didn't get any kind of weird colds or sicknesses at all this winter season. So I've been very lucky. I usually don't get sick, knock on wood. I'm generally pretty healthy, which is a good thing. I'm very grateful. Got a pretty good immune system. And I hope it stays that way. Yeah, I generally stay pretty healthy. I think the last time I was like really, really sick, I think the last time was I got strep throat when I lived in Florida. Man, that's probably close to 10 years ago. I was really sick. Got bad strep throat, and it knocked me on my butt. I had like the fevers and all that crazy stuff, and I was pretty much out of commission for a good week. I had to get the antibiotics, and it just really was not a fun time. But since then, I mean, I think I did live in Georgia for a while, and I did have some allergies when I lived in Georgia because they have a specific type of, I think it's like a green, is it a green spruce? It's a type of pine tree that isn't native to Florida and it's not native to New York State. And every spring, I used to get super bad allergies. I had to take allergy medicine and it was just miserable. Really bad allergies. But since I moved back to New York, I haven't had any spring allergies to anything. And I know some people that get bad allergies in the spring. It's really hard on them. So I definitely have empathy for that because I went through that when I was in Georgia in the spring. It was miserable. I didn't sleep very well. The medicine helped, but I still just couldn't breathe that well. So, and you're trying to sleep and you try to get comfortable so you can breathe well and you're just fighting it. It's just, ugh. And that would generally last a good month and then I was fine. It was just that specific pollen part of the year that was rough. What do you think of that carrot? It's pretty neat. It's so cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna double check. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna maybe deepen shading in the eyes just a little bit with the dark blue. A little darker towards the bottom, just a tiny bit. So we're going to put some highlight in the eye. And we're going to highlight the bunny's fur just a little bit with some white paint. And I guess if you're painting a bunny, you could make him look a little more fuzzy if you wanted to. Mine's kind of a smooth bunny. Like a short hair bunny. Some of those bunnies, holy cow, they got some really long hair. And I do like the lop-eared rabbits, they're really cute too. Little highlight on the nose. A little light in the eyes. Ah. Down the bridge of the nose, we'll do a little bit lighter. And a little bit of light on the cheeks. Just the top of the cheek. And a little bit of light near the nose and mouth. Yeah. And I'll highlight some of the high points. Let's see. Top of the foot. A little bit on the arm. And maybe on the knees. Just a little bit. And a little bit on the tippy toes. And I think I'm going to shade underneath that carrot just a little bit. You see how he's holding it. I'm I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow underneath the carrot. Just a tiny bit. And maybe a little bit underneath there, like that. That's much better. This isn't too bad for fairly fast bunny. I mean, if I wanted to get real crazy, I could sit here and, you know, keep adjusting and working on it and making it, you know, more and more perfect. But I think he's the cutest bunny. He will do. And I think I like leaving the inside of the ears that really white color. So, let's see. Is there anything I am forgetting? You know, there's a little bit of a goof right there in my lines. So, I'll just demonstrate. Take a little bit of your white paint. Gotta make sure that it's on my brush sufficiently. And you can go around the edges and kind of touch up any, if you made any goofs. And you don't have to paint your egg background white, you know, whatever background color you choose, that's your, I just kind of wanted it to look just like a white egg. That's just kind of what I was going for here in this one. But, you know, whatever background color you choose, if you need to just tighten up any of the lines, you can just kind of paint along the edges just to kind of clean it up a little. I'm looking to see if I have, oh, there's a little bit right there. Just touch up. And I got a little bit of a pencil line right there that I can just paint out white and it totally disappears. So if you see any of the pencil lines at the very ends peeking out, you can just kind of paint them with some white paint and they totally disappear. But yeah, so there is a very happy little Peter Cottontail. An updated version based off of my grandmother's cute bunny. Isn't that neat? Oh. There. Get a better look at him. Yeah, he's adorable. And again, my grandmother's egg, what she did in the 1930s versus this bunny that was done in 2021. How neat is that? Yay! All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me while I made this cute little updated Peter Cottontail. And with that said, if you would please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out my links down below. I have a store. If you would like to buy some prints to support my work, that would be fantastic. I have a PayPal if you would like to make a donation to me and help push forth my endeavors. And I have a subscription service through Subscribestar. If you want to become a member, you can join for as little as $1 a month. There are many different tiers that you can join, and each tier gets special perks. So if you would, go check it out and see what I have available. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.